Now I'd like to pass the microphones over to Tim Hall, cyclist and owner of Fort Wayne Outfitters. Tim?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say, I don't have a whole lot to say, but just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming out and gosh, showing Phil a little Fort Wayne pride. And Phil, enjoy the rest of your journey, and we wish you a safe trip to New York.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Great bridge, eh? Really nice. If you haven't seen my dad walking around, I just wanted to point him out. There he is, my father. He's been, please go and say hello to him. He loves talking to people. My mom and dad are both retired now. They own a bed and breakfast down in New Zealand, Rolleston, New Zealand. And already on this journey, a number of people have said that they're going to come down and say hello to my mom and dad, which is very cool. This whole ride started off with the idea of promoting food that I take on Amazing Race with me. It's called the Now One Square Meal. It's a New Zealand food product. It's a complete meal replacement. It has New Zealand Manuka honey. Has anybody ever heard of New Zealand Manuka honey? The man with the New Zealand shirt has heard of New Zealand. New Zealand Manuka honey, it's a fantastic product. Honey, of course, being a natural preservative. This food has fresh fruit in it, all the minerals, vitamins, everything that you need in one square meal is packed into these bars, and they're being sold at GNC, and I thought it would be kind of fun to fuel an adventure with these bars. So I was looking to retrace the steps of the Tour de France. I thought that would be kind of cool, and then I thought rather than just do the Tour de France, as everybody does it now with these modern bikes, like the bike I'm riding now, I would do it like they did it in 1928. There was a famous New Zealander by the name of Harry Watson, who was the first New Zealander to compete in the Tour de France, and I thought it'd be great to do it the old-fashioned way, like they did when it was really hard. At the same time that I was talking about that idea, Mitch Graham, CBS Publicity, and I were talking about promoting Amazing Race 14 because it's been an incredible season. We've had great ratings. We wanted to go out and do another promotional tour. And I guess in one of our conversations I thought, well, why am I going to France to ride a bicycle and then have to go do a tour across America when I could just do everything in America and ride across America? So that's where I said to Mitch, I said, hey, how about I bike across America? And he said, you'd bike across America? And I said, yeah, I'll bike across America. And all of a sudden I was biking across America. And it's a really long way. Oh, man. You know when you just talk about something, you go, hey, I know what we're going to do. We're going to bike across America. And then after about, I don't know, 14 days, when your left butt cheek feels like there's nothing left and you've applied all the second skin you can find. Anybody ever tried second skin on their butt? It's quite an experience. The hardest part is the application. Especially because I don't have the proper mirror in the Airstream. Anyway, so we're biking across America. And as the mayor said, one of the things that I'm very keen on is bike riding. I think it's a fantastic way to, as you were saying, sir, save with emissions. It's good for the waistline, good for the wallet, is sort of what I've been saying. 50% of kids used to bike to school in 1964, less than 4% today. We've turned into a sort of a car-crazy country. And I think getting back to bicycles, getting back to basics is a great way to go. I think something like 40% of all travel in cars is less than 2 miles. And that's crazy. You know, I mean, you guys have an amazing place to bike. The weather's perfect today. But it makes so much sense. So I applaud the mayor, and I applaud what all of you are doing in terms of pushing for more bike lanes, pushing to get more people out on a bicycle. At the end of the day, it benefits everybody. I'm a huge believer in bicycles. I just think it's still the most efficient form of transportation out there, period. You can go 5 times as fast as you can walking. You can transport stuff. And the more businesses encourage people to bike to work and allow for employees to be able to have showers and that sort of thing, accommodate that, the better. I know Mayor Bloomberg in New York City put in 135 miles of new bike paths, and the thing he's struggling with now is having businesses embrace that idea of people biking and using those bike paths because when they get to work, they don't have a place to have a shower, or the buildings or parking structures won't allow the bikes into the place of work. So that's something that we're definitely pushing. After we decided we were going to do the ride, it seemed that there needed to be an even greater reason for this ride, and that's where MS came in. Now, has anybody here taken part in an MS ride before? Okay, I know there's a number of cyclists who didn't put up their hands. Let me tell you something about the MS rides. I did my first MS ride 4 years ago. It is an absolutely fantastic event. They organize these events superbly. And one of the reasons I love the MS event is that it's a personal goal for you to get ready to do a 150-mile ride. And at the same time, you're doing some real good for other people. The MS Society are quite extraordinary, and as we've made our way across this country, they have literally handed us over from one chapter to another. And it's really nice because you feel like you're a part of something. You feel like you're a part of a family. And they've literally said, oh, when you get over to New York City, you're going to be hooking up with the next chapter, and so on. As we've moved across the country, we've been hooking up with the different chapters, and hugely supportive of this ride. Now, we started out working with GNC, and we set a goal of $250,000 for the ride, to raise $250,000. And a few days ago, we surpassed that goal, and we've set a new goal now of $500,000. And we're hoping that by the time we get to New York City, we'll be close to that goal. The response has been absolutely extraordinary from people across the country. For those of you who don't know anything about MS, it's an absolutely debilitating disease. Some people are diagnosed after they go into a coma and told that they have MS. Other people have very mild symptoms, and they manifest themselves in very subtle ways, and sometimes it takes a while for people to be diagnosed. It's cruel. It takes away people's movement, and that in itself is an extremely cruel thing. So my dad's cousin has MS. I have a number of friends with MS, and we wanted to do something on this ride where we could hand over some money for more research for MS and try to draw as much support as we possibly could from people as we go along the way, and that has happened. And one of the most extraordinary, surprising, and I just really has touched my heart. One of the things that's really touched my heart as I've made my way across the country is the incredible generosity of people who are struggling, who still have reached into their pockets to give something. And that is, to me, in these current times, I've seen so many people suffering as we've moved across this country. It blows me away, it really does. And I thank you all for coming out to support this ride. You being here means a lot. It means that you care a little bit about what we're doing, and that's what's keeping us going every day. This is day number 31. My new nickname is Major Bumsore. Whoops.
What day is going to be New York?
New York City is going to tie in with the finale of Amazing Race. So we'll arrive into New York City on May the 7th. As the mayor said, that's next month. I have to look at the t-shirt sometimes to find out where I'm going. We have an official ride t-shirt, and I go, where are we going? And I look at the day and the city. So yes, we'll arrive in New York City on May the 7th. The finale of Amazing Race is on May the 10th. So we'll be doing some celebration and promotion to finish in New York City in May. I beg your pardon?
Bet you'd be glad when that comes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a break. I love bike riding, I really do, but I have had quite a bit of it. Somebody said something about, oh, you should come back for the tour of Iowa. It's really wonderful. I was like, can I just take a rain check on that for a minute? Let my bum heal a wee bit first.